Making the mistakes while speaking in English is the first step of learning to speak in English. Making the mistake while speaking in English is the first step of learning to speak in English. Hello guys, this is Rahul and you're watching Rahul's English Talk. Do you make the mistakes when you speak in English? Do you feel afraid when you speak in English? Do you stuck when you are speaking in English? This is all okay. When you are trying to speak in English, you will definitely make the mistakes. Because this is the language, you cannot learn the language when you are perfect in grammar, when you are perfect in everything, then you start to speak. This is never possible. When you are perfect in everything, then you will start to speak in English. Then you will start to speak in English. It is not possible. Because you see that when you are trying to speak in English, when you are trying to communicate in English, you will definitely make the mistakes. Without mistakes, you cannot go further. As you have developed your Marathi or as you have developed your mother tongue, you made the mistakes in the beginning. In the same way, when you are trying to speak in English, you will definitely make the mistakes because this is the language. It is grown step by step. It is grown gradually. It requires the time to develop the language. So when you are trying to speak in the language, whatever language you are speaking, you will definitely make the mistakes in the beginning. So it is gradual process, friend. You will require the time. When you are trying to speak in English, you are not habitual with the language. You don't have habit of talking in English. You don't have habit of speaking in English. So in the beginning, when you are trying to speak, you will be stuck. Some of the times you won't be able to remember the words, you won't be able to remember the words when you are trying to speak, because you are not in touch with this language. It requires the time. When you are in flow with this language, when you practice a lot about this language, gradually the words will be flowing from your mouth as you talk in your mother tongue. In the same way, English also will be flowed from your mouth. But when you are trying to speak, you will definitely make the mistakes when you are speaking. It does not mean that you should stop speaking. You have to practice speaking, because without practicing, you cannot polish your language. As you polish your shoes, so it is all about your mouth muscles, your lip movements, your tongue movements. You have to get habitual with your mouth muscles. Your mouth muscles are not habitual with English language. That's what you are not able to pronounce the words. You are not able to speak the language as you speak your mother tongue. In the same way, you have to have tongue movements. You have to be practiced, lot of practice with your tongue movements with English language. You have to be lot of practiced with your lip movements with English language, because you are not in touch with English language. You are not having the habits of speaking in English language. What you have to do, you have to have mouth muscles, tongue movement and your mouth muscles. So in the beginning, when you are trying to speak, you have to go on speaking a lot. Don't think that I am making the mistakes, I am wrong, I am making this mistake, somebody will laugh at me, somebody will make fun of my English, somebody will point at me. Because this is the language. You have to go on speaking, you have to practice a lot, you have to go on communicating in English. That will help you to develop your English communication. Because as you were learning Marathi language and you were making the mistakes in the beginning, but now you are not making the mistakes when you are speaking your mother tongue. And this is not happened because of grammar perfection. You started speaking in that language, you started habits of that language, you started having the different activities of that language, and you developed the language. So when you were speaking in Marathi, you made the mistakes and then you grew in Marathi, in the or in Hindi or whatever your mother tongue is. So you, when you are trying to talk in English, you will definitely make the mistakes, but you have to go on speaking, whether it is wrong, right, you have to go on speaking. Automatically the perfection will come. Automatically you will speak correct language as you are speaking your mother tongue in correct use of grammar. Everything will be developed when you practice. So mistakes should not be hurdles of your language. Mistakes should not be speed breaker of your language. You will go on making mistakes, that's fine, that's okay, that's all right. Definitely the day will come and you will develop the language by speaking and hearing, reading and writing. So you have to do this exercise, you have to go on making mistakes and making there will be definitely speed breakers, there will be definitely problems you have to face when you are speaking in English, there will be definitely many things you have to face when you are speaking in English. But if you go on practicing and if you go on communicating with different people, if you go on doing different activities on English language, definitely you will achieve your goal. There is no doubt 100% result will be there. Thank you.